Hello viewers and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We continue to take a look on what is happening in the nation Zimbabwe. Comrade Ostallos was at the magistrate's court in Harare, and from there he sent a very clear message to Emerson Mnangagwa. This is one of the most powerful messages sent to the regime in the past few months. Remember, the young people of Zimbabwe are determined to bring change. The young people of Zimbabwe are ready for change. And according to Comrade Ostallos, he promises or he threatened to invoke Section 59 if the regime continues whatever they are doing. Let us hear what happened.
Basha Mnangagwa, Basha ZANU-PF, Basha dictatorship, Basha Chamisa, oye Baita Basa, organizer, Nekweta Redu. My citizens, thank you very much. We are Maita in solidarity. Isu our struggle, oil and solidarity. Tinomira pamechede ne my citizens edu akasungwa. Hati vunduki ZANU-PF inoziva. Havana kuina sarudzo, havadiwi nevanhu. Chavanoziva kuchera. Vari kuziva message yangu yekupedzisira to ZANU-PF and all the headmasters of chaos. Musaprovoka vanhu. Nekuti kana tazodecide to invoke Section 59 of the Zimbabwean Constitution, toshandisa the streets as a point of entry to regret our displays. Saka zivai vanhu vezanu kuti isu were peaceful people. Asi don't provoke us, don't provoke the people of Zimbabwe. Maita basi.
So this is a clear message from Ostallos Ziba, a very clear message, 100% clear message. And you know, this is the most thing feared by Emerson Mnangagwa at this point in time. Section 59 is the most feared provision by Emerson Mnangagwa at this point in time, because he knows for sure that, you know, the people of Zimbabwe, they have freedom of assembly. And according to that is Section 58, Section 59, everyone has the right to demonstrate and to present petitions, but these rights must be exercised peacefully. But Emerson Mnangagwa is afraid of any peaceful demonstration from the people of Zimbabwe. The major question is, he knows for sure that if the people flood the streets, the military will not spare him. That is the honest truth. The military is trying to find a situation where the people will flood the streets and they will seize that opportunity to deal with him, because this man is no longer wanted. This man nobody wants this man. From ZANU-PF people, the honest, truthful people from ZANU-PF, they no longer want Emerson Mnangagwa. But it's just that they are afraid. The citizens, they no longer want Emerson Mnangagwa. Just that the majority of our citizens are waiting for the signal. And the majority of government employees, they are sick and tired of Emerson Mnangagwa. So the only weapon feared by Mnangagwa most is Section 59 and Section 58 and Section 59 of the Constitution. Because as the people of Zimbabwe, they have the freedom of assembly, which means they can assemble at any point in time under any leadership. And also Section 59, they have the right to demonstrate and also to present petitions, and they will do so peacefully. And remember, we have so many people in Harare alone that if they get into the streets of Harare, it won't be business as usual. Everything will go on standstill. But the major issue is, why is Mnangagwa afraid of arresting Chivayo? Why is he so afraid of arresting his own? Because these people, they've destroyed Zimbabwe, they've stolen from Zimbabwe, they've done everything to destroy Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe does not have a functional cancer machine at this point in time. Zimbabwe does not have a functional health system, functional roads, functional water systems, functional electricity systems. We don't have. And Emerson Mnangagwa and his team, they are looting on a daily basis, making sure that they fluctuate each other in terms of stealing. You see, this is the problem which we have, and no arrests are made to the corrupt. But when the people decides to convene, when the people exercises their right of assembly, they are arrested. The people who are arrested, the young people who are arrested at Jameson Timber, Senator Jameson Timber's residence, these are young people who were exercising Section 58 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe. Their right to freedom of assembly. Yes, that was not a public gathering. They were doing their own thing internally. They are doing their own church there. It doesn't matter the songs they were singing in their church. It doesn't matter what they were doing at their church. That was their church service. They were having their own prayers there. And somebody called Emmerson Mnangagwa decides to go and arrest them. That is a provocation of the young people of Zimbabwe. He's trying to provoke us, poking us onto the face. When the people of Zimbabwe respond by flooding the streets, then Emmerson Mnangagwa will say we are wrong. Emmerson Mnangagwa will say we are trying to impose a regime change. There is no regime change because he is not in power legally. He is an illegal imposter. He put himself in power in 2017. In 2018, he did the same. In 2023, he did the same. He never won an election, Emmerson Mnangagwa. He has never won any contestation internally within ZANU-PF and externally in the country called Zimbabwe. And this is a warning to Emmerson Mnangagwa. As the young people, we are saying, Mnangagwa, enough is enough. This thing you are riding upon is very dangerous. You are treading in muddy waters. You have arrested our people for a very long time. You have arrested our young people for a very long time. We have given you a chance. We have given you a long rope. One day, the people of Zimbabwe will say enough is enough. And the people of Zimbabwe will come after you. And we cannot guarantee what the people of Zimbabwe will do. We will call for peaceful protests. Yes, protests will happen in Zimbabwe very, very soon. And Mnangagwa is scared. This is the reason why we are saying anytime from now, you cannot guarantee about anything. Anytime from now, you cannot guarantee your survival, Emmerson Mnangagwa, because the people of Zimbabwe will go into the streets. And your reaction towards them will make sure that they make a bold decision. Because when the people goes into the streets, they know how you respond. And they can determine something you might not want. While they are in the streets, they can agree on something. Because you are a dictator, you don't want the people to assemble, you don't want the people to fight for their own rights. You have captured every institution in Zimbabwe, be it the police is now doing the bidding of ZANU-PF. The military is now doing the bidding of ZANU-PF. The justice system is now doing the bidding of ZANU-PF. The National Prosecuting Authority is now doing the bidding of ZANU-PF. Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission is now doing the bidding of ZANU-PF. But one thing we must understand is that they are using the resources of the people of Zimbabwe. We are paying taxes. And you continue to abuse that. Simply because you and your people, you want to drive Land Cruisers. That is the only thing you can do. Buy cars for each other, drive nice cars, and you pretend as if everything is okay. Right now you are trying to send a narrative that all is okay, and the SADC summit is going on. This is not going to be taken lightly by the people of Zimbabwe because you never won an election. We have demanded accountability for a very long time. We have told you that we want the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission to tell us the truth. What were the results of the 2023 elections? Never expect anything less from the people of Zimbabwe. Because you stole the elections, the people were quiet. But not anymore. The people of Zimbabwe shall convene. Whether you like it, whether you want it, whether you don't like it, the people of Zimbabwe shall convene. And the actions they are going to take cannot be guaranteed by anybody because the people are angry. So the people this time around, they will not ask for an application. The people of Zimbabwe have applied so many times to have protests. Despite this provision, Section 58, if you read the Constitution, if you open the Constitution, from the preamble, if you open the Section 1 of the Constitution, it's clear that this law, this Constitution is supreme. This Constitution overrides any other law In the existence of this constitution, any other law submits. So any other law which is contrary to this constitution is unlawful. So you can understand the anger from the people of Zimbabwe. You have to understand that the right to protest does not need to apply. But the people of Zimbabwe have tried to use, okay, those bogus laws you have put, the people of Zimbabwe have tried to use them. You brought POSA, you brought AIPA, now you have changed it, you brought MOPA and other laws. Why? It's because you are scared of your own people. It's because your own people, you can't trust them. Your own people do not want you. But one day, Chichachaya, Mr. Mnangagwa, we are sending this message to the regime to say, you have to arrest the Johnson Timber people. You have to arrest the young people, you have to release the arrested young people of Jameson Timber, release the arrested people who are in the cells illegally at this point in time. Those people don't even need to go before those courts because the magistrates you are using are compromised. Number one, they are corrupt. Number two, they have destroyed the law for a very long time. They have abused the constitution. They have abused the provisions as we are directing right now. These people were peaceful, doing about their own business, having their church services, singing about their God, and then you go there to arrest them. Who are you, Mr. President, to do that? People who chose to go and pray, you arrest them. For what? It's now illegal to convene in Zimbabwe for anything. It's now illegal for the people to convene to plan anything. There is no law which prohibits politicians to meet and do whatever they want to do privately. Because the politicians will not come to apply to you to say, we want to have our private meeting. And then you go to apply to ZANU-PF. When ZANU-PF holds its own meetings, they don't apply to anybody. That must change. ZANU-PF holds meetings every day in the rural areas. We have never seen any clearance from them. And Emmerson Mnangagwa still believe that this is normal. One day something will give in. One day the people of Zimbabwe we shall rise and we will say enough is enough. And we will show you the middle finger. And you will not like it. This time around, it's not about your survival. It's about the country Zimbabwe. You continue to tread in dirty waters, but change shall come. And the people of Zimbabwe shall invoke Section 58 and Section 59 of the Constitution, and they will not need any application from you. They will not need the police to approve about anything. They will simply come without fear, without favor, and we shall provoke the system with all we have, because it's high time we stand against you. You have tortured our people. You have done all sorts of things to our people. You have stolen the elections. You have destroyed the election. You have destroyed the hope of the people of Zimbabwe. Everywhere you go, Mr. Mnangagwa, you are doing there to punish the people of Zimbabwe. One way or the other, the people shall confront you. The people shall talk in one voice. The people of Zimbabwe shall speak in one voice. And the people of Zimbabwe are watching. They are eagerly waiting for the right time. August is too far, Mr. Mnangagwa. If you continue in this way, August is too far. And this is a very clear message to say, we are ready as the people of Zimbabwe. We are ready as the people of Zimbabwe to sacrifice for the liberation of Zimbabwe. We cannot continue to have this country held at ransom by people who believe, who are mad, who just want power by all means possible. We're saying by huko tinongoramba tiripo. It doesn't work like that. And the message to ZANU-PF people, do not provoke us. As young people, the message is clear. We want change. We demand change. And we have given you a very, very, very long rope. We have tolerated you enough, and a day shall come when the people of Zimbabwe will say, we are here for change. We are in for change. So let me play for the last time what Comrade Ostallos said, because this is a clear message to Emmerson Mnangagwa, and a very, very clear message without any meanders. This is the message.
Pasha Mnangagwa, Pasha. Pasha ZANU-PF, Pasha. Pasha dictatorship, Pasha. Chamisa oye. Baita basa organizer negweta redu. My citizens, thank you very much. Kuya kwa maita in solidarity. Isu our struggle oilwa nenyaya solidarity. Tinomira pamechede nema citizens edu akasungwa. Hatibvunduki, ZANU-PF inoziva havana kuinasa rudzo, havadiwi nevanhu. Chavanoziva kuchera. Vari kuziva message yangu yekupedzisira to ZANU-PF and all the headmasters of chaos. Musaprovoka vanhu. Nekuti kana tazodecide to invoke section 59 of the Zimbabwean constitution, toshandisa the streets as a point of entry to reject our displays. Saka zivai vanhu vezanu kuti isu we are peaceful people. Asi don't provoke us, don't provoke the people of Zimbabwe. Maita basi.
So if you listen to this message, this is a young man who is sending a very direct and clear message to the regime to say, don't provoke us, don't provoke the people of Zimbabwe. And to answer some questions, Bruce says, don't you think if the military remove this guy, not the people will be in for another rough minute of autocratic rule? This time around, if the people of Zimbabwe decide to get into the streets, we are not there for pleasure. We are not there to say to go and dance. Here's the message, yet from me. As the young people, we have made a decision. We have made a conclusion that if we get to the streets, we are not there to go and dance with Mnangagwa. We are there for serious business. We are not there to be told what to do with the military, because their duty and their role is to protect the citizens of Zimbabwe. When we get into the streets, we are demanding the immediate exit of Emmerson Mnangagwa. That is very clear. We must make it clear now that when we get into the streets, we will be demanding a clear exit of Emmerson Mnangagwa. Never think that when we get into the streets, we'll be demanding any dialogue with Emmerson Mnangagwa. No, we won't be demanding any dialogue with Emmerson Mnangagwa. This is the time we are demanding dialogue with Emmerson Mnangagwa to say, Mister, come and sit. Let us talk. You stole the elections. We need direction. But when it comes to the people of Zimbabwe getting into the streets, when Section 58 and Section 59 is invoked, it won't be an issue of negotiation with Emmerson Mnangagwa. It will be an issue of enforcement of the outcome of the 2023 elections. The results are there. The results are known. Nelson Chamisa won the election in 2023. Yes, that rigged result, Nelson Chamisa won. And Chigumba decided to come and announce something from her own head. That is well known and that is there. The evidence is there. When we get into the streets, we are demanding that the results of 2023 are then invoked. That will be the demand of the people of Zimbabwe. We won't be going home. We are not going to let Emmerson Mnangagwa continue an inch becoming a president of Zimbabwe again. Because we know these guys, they are crooks, they are killers, they are murderers. So once we decide to get into the streets, it's either we die or on nothing else. It means Mnangagwa will be packing his bags as the people of Zimbabwe will be building up in the city center. He will be packing up his bags because any delay to pick up his bags, the people will go straight to the State House. We must send a clear message to Emmerson Mnangagwa to say there is nothing is going to stop us to occupy the State House. There is nothing the military of Zimbabwe will do to stop us occupying the State House, because if they try to stop us to occupy the State House, then we will occupy every corner of Zimbabwe, every inch of space in Zimbabwe, and they will never like it. They will never like a hard fall. We are not afraid. But we have given them a long rope because we are peaceful people. We are law-abiding people. But the way they are treating us is wrong. They are treating us wrongly. So we are not getting into the streets to make the military decide. No. We are not getting into the streets for them to make a decision. We are getting into the streets to register our displeasure and deregister Mr. Emerson Mnangagwa because he never won the election. If he won the election, they must come with the evidence that he won the election. He didn't win the election. So we are coming to tell Emerson Mnangagwa to say, Mr. Mnangagwa, enough is enough. You have terrorized us enough. We have tolerated you. It's the time for the people of Zimbabwe to decide their future. And we will invoke the 2023 election results without fear, without favor. So that is very clear. That is very clear, and it's time for the people of Zimbabwe to mobilize. It's time for the people of Zimbabwe to prepare. Let's prepare ourselves to take over power by any means possible, because this man called Emerson Mnangagwa has provoked us to the last limits. We cannot have our young people being arrested, being beaten, being treated like trash. While the thieves like Wikino Chivaya are walking scot-free. We are not going to allow that. Wikino Chivaya is walking scot-free. And the people who are peaceful, who have done nothing, who are not armed, who have done nothing, are being arrested and being harassed and being brought to court. While this Wikino Chivaya is bragging, he is a thief. He has stolen money from Zimbabwe. He is a very corrupt man. He is driving stolen cars. And you tell us that you arrest innocent people. We have done nothing. As I always say, this is no longer an individual issue or a personal issue. It's a generational issue. It's a generational issue. We are not going to let these people do whatever they've shown us that they don't have honor of the Constitution. They don't have honor of democracy. They don't have honor of the voice of the people through ballot. We elected our own people. Nelson Chamisa was elected president. They declared Mnangagwa president. We elected the MPs. They recalled our MPs. They imposed their own MPs and contested. Who does that? They got two-thirds majority by hook or crook. This is the reason why we are warning anybody who is daring us, who is trying to play games with us when it comes to the issues of democracy, when it comes to the issues of Zimbabwe and our future. This is serious. They are hunting people who have done nothing. So what should we do? Should we clap hands for them? No. We are not going to clap hands for them. These people are very, very, very few. They no longer have support. Even in the rural areas, they've lost the support. Once we lose our fear, they lose their power. That is the honest truth. Once we lose our fear and we make a bold decision as citizens, they lose their power. So what do we need to do? Let us mobilize Team Zimbabwe. Let us mobilize everywhere you are. Tell a friend to tell a friend that this season we are now ready. This season we are in it for change and for the truth to happen. Which means it won't be an issue of inquiring with President Mnangagwa to say, we are going to do this, Mr. President. We are going to protest and ask for permission. You have been a caretaker president. We have accepted your caretakership. But it's time for us as the people of Zimbabwe to demand new leadership in Zimbabwe. It's for us Zimbabweans right now to demand direction. We can't continue to have the military decide who gets into power. It's not a prerogative of the military to decide who leads Zimbabwe. It's us, the citizens, according to the Constitution, which gives mandate to the military. We decide who leads Zimbabwe. So if we elect somebody and you decide to put yourself, to impose yourself, we come to remove you. That is the honest truth. We come to remove you. And there is nothing treasonous about what I am saying. We are telling the truth because the man who committed the treason is walking scot-free in Harare. Chigumba committed this treason when she removed the legally elected president Nelson Chamisa twice. Chigumba and that man Malaba, they both committed treason. And the military becomes an accomplice in all that by allowing Emerson Mnangagwa to lead, knowing fully well that he lost the election. So we have given them a long rope as the young people to say, okay, we have tolerated you enough, and you think that you are going to continue like this. No, it won't happen. So that is the truth. Time for the people of Zimbabwe to get into the streets is getting close, and let us prepare ourselves. Let us prepare ourselves, and when we get into the streets, we are not getting into the streets to shake hands with Emmerson Mnangagwa. We are getting into the streets to dismiss him. That is the honest truth. We are not getting into the streets to ask Mr. Mnangagwa to leave. We are getting into the streets to take over. This must be known, because we have tried it in the past. They shoot our people to kill. If we get into the streets today, they will shoot us to kill. So what is the difference? We won't be shot for nothing. We will be shot at the State House, and our graves shall be at the State House. That is the honest truth. So this time around, Mnangagwa must go, and